Not gonna go down good, but get ready to be spammed at RPGs.
Excuse me. Yeah, good girl. Hey.
Something blue. Hopping gun. It would be good if I could get up. Looking at that. Too tall. You've been played, bro. What?
Hello. I thought you were very, very fast.
Okay.
Do you want to play?
Can't in a game. Solo squadding, so I can't. Nah, I'm making a video solo squadding high explosives. You know that you've been played when a boat comes up at you when you're on the mountain.
What?
Oh, I'm just playing high explosives. Yeet! What? We killed each other. He jumped on my boat. That's the one thing you won't be supposed to. Game plan. Go sweaty sands, grab a boat. And if you can, grab a RPG. Did you kick him?
Welcome to r/entitled.
Damn it.
I have a very special episode. So a couple of weeks ago, someone sent me an audio clip of someone absolutely flipping out on a phone call to a telemarketer. And I put that in a video, and I've actually gotten some other submissions from fans since then. And I got one today that is definitely worth listening to. I'm putting the entire audio at the very end of the video because I know not everyone will be into it, but here's a quick preview.
Oh, it's all over the neighborhood. I want to know who you heard it from. I want to know who you heard it from.
Reddit post is from Warswitch. I'm in the UK, and the legal alcohol drinking age is 18 here. Yes, there are nuances that I'm obviously aware of, but these don't apply in this instance. I work in an extremely busy pub that sells drinks and takeaway cups to drink outside. An especially popular option in the summer when this story happened. I'm a female, late 20s. An entitled mother and kid comes into the busy bar. I clocked them when they walked in. Kid looks around 15 years old. When she's ordering her drinks to take away, the kid is outside. She ordered a pint of Scrumpy, which is strong, still, traditional cider, and a Coke without saying a word, dispassionately prodding the signage with her manicured finger without even registering my existence. I repeat her order back to her, pour her drinks, and tell her how much. She ignores my offered hand and drops a note and a pile of coins on the bar, barely within awkward reach. I politely ask her if she wouldn't mind putting the coins in my hand. She ignores me and says, "Keep the change," and walks out. After she leaves, I awkwardly pretzel myself around mini ale pumps to...
So, it's no longer the Isle of the Storm Center.
An extra 5 cents in the tip jar. Then go on to serve the next customer. A few minutes later, I'm aware of her surface into the bar, holding the pint of Scrumpy. I make
Hello,
eye
Batlord,
contact and give
whoever
her a
you
nod,
may be.
Then turn to finish serving the customer I've just poured a drink for. Her from across the room.
Excuse me.
Hang on 1 minute, please. I'm just serving this man.
Excuse me.
I finished serving the man. Is everything okay? The entitled mother thrusts the pint into my hands. This cider is completely flat. Sorry for the confusion, but it's a traditional Scrumpy, and it's meant to be flat. The entitled mother interrupting patronizingly. I know what cider is supposed to be like. This is flat. I want you to pour another one in a fresh glass and put some life in this one. Can I suggest you might want to try a different cider? We have a hard cider on keg that might be more what you're expecting. I ordered what I wanted. What I was expecting was that you might know how to pour a pint. Do you want to try again, or shall I ask him to pour it for me? She points at my male colleague. Excuse me? My son barely had a sip of that, and he won't even drink it. Me, now shocked. You gave that to your kid? Entitled mother, sputtering a little. Yeah, well, he's over 18. Is he? I'd seen him. He certainly didn't look a day over 15. Entitled mother must have noticed at this point that she was onto a loser, because the next thing you know, she's gesturing towards the pint of Scrumpy still in my hands. Oh, just give it back. I don't have time for this. I'm sorry, but I can't do that. I paid for that. I get the money, plus her 5 cents tip from the till, and extended it. She won't take it. I want the drink I paid for. If you can come in with your son and a valid photo ID, great. The entitled mother with bits of spit wine.
What?
Son, he doesn't need a...
How did I just one?
I am his mother.
Oh.
Sorry, but it's the law. Take your money. I don't want to...
Ha ha!
It's for me. I place the cider on the back of the bar, out of her reach, close my eyes, and take a deep breath. 3, 2... Yup. I haven't even opened my mouth to tell her that I am the manager before she's striding over to my male colleague, who has clearly been rubbernecking while serving customers and cannot wait to get involved. I need to complain about your employee. She has no customer service skills and...
Oh, you're trying to rocket ride. I hope you die.
...colleague can barely... I'm sorry to hear that. I'll make sure she's fired immediately.
Hi, person, Batman.
You'll pour a decent pint, won't you? No, my pints are garbage. What? Not gonna do it. 8% Scrumpy isn't the best gateway alcohol for kids, by the way. Just saying. The entitled mother sputters and storms out, muttering something about leaving a bad online review. I turn to my colleague and say his name reprimandingly. Colleague, you shouldn't have said that. Sorry, couldn't help it. You shouldn't have said your pints are garbage. You pour a lovely pint. When you're rude to someone in customer service and tell them to remake your order and put some life in it, isn't that just code for saying remake my order and put some spit into it? Our next Reddit post is from Satanist in Love. 4 years ago, I met Nick at a cafe, and 2 years later, we started dating. The year of dating, he proposed on Valentine's Day. Now, his mother doesn't like me, mostly because I'm not religious and I do my own thing. Even though Nick left religion before he met me, she blames me for bringing Lucifer into his life. We're having a gothic graveyard wedding on Halloween. Mostly our wedding of our dreams. We love Halloween and old graveyards. We asked, and as long as we don't disrespect graves or anything, we're allowed to have a wedding there. Wedding planner did an amazing job with everything, including finding a new reception venue when the other one canceled. Might be going to court for that one. We sent out invites to everyone, including his mother. This is the text I got. Why aren't you getting married in a church? That's my dream for him. Because we're not religious, and the graveyard wedding was his idea. So, I'm going to look horrible because my son is marrying a demon girl. Entitled mother-in-law, I'm sorry that you feel that way. It's our day, so please put our differences aside for your son and come to the wedding. Everything went downhill. The wedding planner called me and asked if I change my flowers to real ones and have my theme change. My mother-in-law literally got a hold of my wedding planner and told her that I wanted a traditional wedding now and to find a church. Thankfully, I cleared up and made a password to make sure entitled mother-in-law can't do more damage. She told everyone that she's the groom's mother and it's her day. I said, can you please stop ruining your son's wedding? We worked very hard to have this day. If you can't stop, you won't be invited. Nick is very stressed out because of you, and it's not fair. It's my day, not his. You are a demon girl ruining his life. He shouldn't even ask you to marry him. Then OP posted part 2. Okay, my wedding happened, and she came. Not only that, she objected to the marriage. Let's start this, because I'm still mad, and I'm back for the honeymoon. My wedding day, it was a beautiful day. I have on my black wedding dress and did a first look. He cried and he kissed me. Nick and his groomsmen were at the altar waiting for the music. Anthem Lights wedding medley. The aisle walk was beautiful, and I noticed entitled mother-in-law in the crowd wearing a white dress. I just kept calm and just looked at Nick. We actually did the vows for Corpse Bride, and when the person doing the wedding asked if anyone objects, my mother-in-law runs up and held my husband.
Shut up.
She prayed that he'll leave me and go home.
Well, I'm ready to be spammed by like 5 RPGs.
You don't love her.
Nah, everyone has an RPG in one team, teaming on me. No, wait, not teaming. Well, that's dead. Oh.
She pulled me out of depression. She brought the light to me when I was afraid to leave the darkness. Why can't you see that? If it wasn't for her, I think I'd be dead because no one else in the world understands me like she does. Depression is just in your head. She's carrying a demon child. God will save you. Leave. Just go and leave us alone. You're not welcome in our lives till you can accept her. You'll never see your first grandchild till you do. You can't do that! She left, and the wedding went on as planned. The reception venue was beautiful, and the food was amazing. The photographer took beautiful pictures. I married my soulmate and best friend. Honestly, sorry it was short and wasn't exciting, but she will be around for a long time. Maybe she might accept us, or live her life not knowing her grandchild. It's on her. Our next Reddit post is from Rose.
5 RPGs.
I'm a cocktail waitress. I'm 7 months pregnant. No, obviously, I don't drink while pregnant, or drink on the job ever. A woman, the Karen, what I'm assuming was her husband and son and daughter, and asked to be seated for lunch. We're not really a restaurant, but we have a really small sandwich and wings menu. I I get the menus and Karen says, "But wait, do you work here?" "Yep." "But you're pregnant. You can't work here if you're pregnant." "I work here. I don't drink here," I say with a laugh, trying to get the mood light. The woman looks me over and says, "Have you taken any prenatal courses? Do you really think that's responsible to have your unborn baby in here?" This is where I made an error. I get defensive about anyone asserting I'm a bad mother, obviously. "But your kids in here." "Yeah, you're setting for them." I'm still collecting my thoughts at this point when they grunt and wave me away. I figure I can kiss my tip goodbye, but hopefully that'll be the end of the discussion. I see them flagging down the bartender after a few minutes and figure they're ready, so go over. Karen asked to speak to the manager. Now, they haven't even gotten drinks yet, so I ask if there's anything I can help them with, and her husband, Mr. Karen, says really sternly, "No, just a manager. Didn't you hear my wife? This place is too small for a manager. It's just servers and bartenders and 2 owners. The one who's working is in the back on a phone call and will be pissed if I go and bother her." I realize maybe they're still uncomfortable with my being pregnant, so say maybe Ella, the other server, can help. Karen gets up to physically look for the manager. I admit defeat and go back and drag her off the call. The owner goes over with a big smile and asks if there's anything she can help them with. "Your server is pregnant." The owner says she's aware and asks if they prefer a different server. No, she can't be a drink girl if she's pregnant. That's child abuse." The owner says, "I assure you, none of our employees drink on the clock, especially not our pregnant ones. If you'd prefer, I can have Ella serve you." "I don't want my kids seeing this." Maybe I'm missing something. Seeing what exactly? Karen talking really slowly and condescendingly. "A pregnant woman around all this alcohol." I don't know what you're insinuating, but I would never drink during pregnancy. "Look, honey, didn't you take a health class in junior high? With the drink under you half the time, alcohol vapor is absorbed into your blood through the air, and then that blood goes to the fetus and poisons it." The owner and I exchange a look and realize we won't get anywhere with her. "So, we can have Ella serve you, or I'm afraid there's not much else we can do." "We're not leaving until she's fired." "We can't help you." "I'll call the police. You're an accomplice to child abuse." "There is no child abuse to speak of, sir. Please leave." Karen is starting to get crocodile tears. "You may not think a fetus is a child, but I was taught to believe life begins at conception, and I will stand up for all living things, big and small, because that is what my Lord and Savior wants me to do." The entire time she's delivering this tearful speech, she's looking around expecting others to, I don't know, join in with her, applaud. "You're disturbing my customers, and if you don't leave, you're trespassing, and I'll have to escalate this, which I really don't want to do." "Jesus is love, and Jesus said this is not okay. Just because you think it's okay to abuse a child if it's small enough." This is an Irish pub, and the owners are devout Catholics. She wasn't having any of this. "Hey, I don't need anyone to tell me what Jesus said. If there was abuse here, I'd have acted to stop it, but there isn't any. I need you to please leave." "I'm calling the police." "Do that."
Get that shit on.
As we all wait for the cops to arrive, Karen keeps trying to get conservative, but there was a game on that we wanted to watch, and eventually everyone yelled at her until she left. In turn, awesome officers 1 and 2. This is Officer 1 of the Town Lane Police Department. Is there a Mr. Karen in here somewhere? "Right here, officers." "You said you were witnessing child abuse. Are the parties involved still at the bar?" They point me out. I pretend not to notice because I'm worried they'll take them outside and I won't be able to watch any more fireworks. The second officer approaches me. "So, what exactly was going on?" "That woman was drinking. She's pregnant. You can plainly see she's very pregnant." Before I can go over and tell them she's lying about my drinking, the officers look at each other and look back at the Karen family. "That's not illegal." "What?" "Look here now. It's definitely not recommended, but it isn't illegal. Now, do you know this woman? Is she a friend of yours? Family?" "She works any action beyond that? Is there anything else you observed that you'd like to report? So, Officer G comes over to me and takes me to a quiet spot, while Officer 1 is getting their personal information and getting Karen is...
Oh, you just spam me with grenades.
Good Christian
Wow,
morality
I
in
got
this
10.
Officer 2 introduces himself and congratulated me on the pregnancy and says, I've
Miles is on.
never heard why they were called, and starts to offer me some public resources for new mothers, parenting classes, etc. I didn't want to interrupt him, so I was waiting for the right moment to interject with my innocence. That's when patrons come over thinking I'm in trouble and start defending me. We have plenty of regulars who know me, and they would not let this BS stand.
Just invited him.
Even complained to the officers that the owner had asked the Karen party to leave, and they'd continued to make a scene. So, awesome officers go talk to the owner, who said she was just about to call them, but sirens outside are bad for business. And she was hoping the Karen... The officers tell the Karen party they need to leave. This is a public place. I had every right to be here at 5
What?
Sir, this is a private business, and the business owners have asked you to leave. It sounds like more than once, but at least once since we've been here. This is a disgrace. This is an affront to scripture and child safety and... I understand your...
What? Oh my god, what? I'm screenshotting that.
Mr. Karen, and gives him a firm look. This next part was said as Mr.
I have
backwards,
the medic body, but the head of toxin.
Contacting the authorities about your liquor license. I happen to be close personal friends with the mayor. And you two, I want badge numbers. Don't think we're done here because we haven't even started. So the officers took them out, and as it was told to me by a regular who left around the same time, walked to Karen's to the car, which was illegally parked in a handicapped space, for which they were ticketed. They did make a complaint to the liquor authority, claiming, among many things, that that we served minors, and we were investigated, but obviously came up fine. My boss asked me to hold off sharing this story with anyone until the matter was settled, but now it is, so I had to share. Still laughing about it. Honestly, this was such a relief to read. All this time I've been drinking alcohol, when apparently I can get drunk just by smelling it. Think of all the money I'll save. Our next Reddit post is from Boat Dog. I'm a migraine sufferer, and they pop up at the worst possible times. One Halloween a few years ago, I had a terrible one and had to ditch the idea of answering the door for trick-or-treaters. Since I was so sensitive to light and noise, I turned off our porch light, other house lights, and went to bed. As soon as it got dark, it started. My doorbell ringing over and over, even though there were no lights on in the house. Every time it happened, my dogs would go nuts, making even more noise and making me heard even more. I ignored it for as long as I could, but when someone leaned on the doorbell and rang it over and over and over again, I finally flew out of bed and ripped the door open, ready to go off. I expected a kid to be the one ringing the bell, but it was a Karen. Behind her were two little kids, dressed adorably, holding pillowcases. I said, "What the F, lady? Porch light off is the international sign for no candy." The entitled mother acts as if she's unearthed an amazing secret. I knew you were home. She shoos the kids up to me, and they yell out trick or treat and thrust their pillowcases at me. I had a huge bag
Right,
of food in
Finbin?
the kitchen, but I was so upset.
Do it. What?
I'm sorry, but
It was so wrinkly. Alright guys, that's the end of the video.